Firesteel's an absolutely super tool. Many a time I would have killed to have one of these bad boys. To be able to create hot sparks is such a useful thing, especially wet weather when everything's soaked. You don't really need to worry about it too much. So there's been a bit of a debate about striking sparks off this with different knives and what knives are best and things like that. Basically, the sparks come from the rod itself, not from the knife, and all you need is a very sharp, hard edge to produce a good spark. The little device that comes with it, this is a Light My Fire steel, which I think are one of the best. Not all fire steels are created equally. Some of the ones you buy on eBay are quite substandard, and you do get what you pay for. These are only about 15 quid or something, and they last for ages, you know. The little striker that comes with it is very good. It has a little lip on it, you can feel it. Usually if you can scratch your nail and take a piece off your nail with it, see that? It usually is good for producing sparks. So this is the pretty good, as can be expected. This is my best spark producer, which is the Ferrocerium F1, a very nicely well thought of knife. The back of it is very, very sharp and angular. So this is what you get. Very, very good shower sparks off that. Well known. Now this is stainless steel. Okay, so stainless steel. People often say that carbon steel knives are the only ones you can get sparks off. Yes, if you're taking a spark off the knife itself, that's true, but not when you're using a fire steel. This is a carbon steel trapper, Enzo trapper. Very dirty, very used. One of my favourite knives. Very, very good knife that. And production. So you can buy them for kits for about £50, which is about what, $80 or so. Make up your own knife. That's a micarta handle. Now the only thing about the carbon steel knives in Northern Ireland is it rains a lot and you get it's very humid. So you do find they rust up very easily. There's actually rust on this blade, which is quite embarrassing, but literally I cleaned it before it was put away, and that has just happened in the humidity. It's used, it'll be wiped as soon as this video's over. So anyway, let's look at the sparks off this bad boy. Again, good angular back on it, hard steel, that's all you need. This is a Mora 2000. Now when it came, it has a rounded back. I used a file and I filed the back of it flat and sharp. These are great little knives, really, really good, but thin, as you can see, very thin. But let's have a look at the more than good enough, because it's had the back file. So any knife that you get, especially the likes of the Mora companions, file the back of them and they'll produce great sparks. This is what's called the Luku Stroming Brusletto. Very traditional tool for butchering reindeer and kind of survival in the Arctic. I didn't have to do anything to the back of this knife, it was always very angular, but I'll have a look at this. Very good, very, very good. It's a great survival tool, that. So, Swiss Army knife. In the Swiss Army knife, you will have, well, some Swiss Army knives, you will have a saw. Sorry, saw, okay. This is hardened steel, very, very hard, very, very angular. But the problem is, you can't really hold it to strike because it'll fold and it'll cut you. But you don't really need to. If you close it here, you can see that there's a little lip here, okay, which will catch the fire steel. So, like so. That hasn't been modified in any way. Okay. Great tools with Swiss Army knives, good quality steel, cheap, reliable. I've actually modified this one, just show you while I'm here. This blade here I have reground, and it is now literally scalpel sharp. Okay, it's for wood carving really. I just reground it, took the standard grind off. It's a great little knife that. If you don't have anything, you can use a stone. A bit of flint is best, but and also bigger stones are best because you get a good grip on them. This is kind of footer to use, but you get the idea. Even a bit of glass will work. A stone. And often people carry saws. So just like the Swiss Army knife, this blade is very hard steel. Okay. Can be awkward to use, as you can see, but there's an act to use. You just basically fit it around. Keep the guard on. You imagine a ball of tinder in here. Straight into it. That's just a standard bow saw. Very good. I find that these work far better than hacksaws. If you get a strip of that blade, it's great for creating sparks. There you go. We find that useful basically. So to recap, any knife that has a square edge on the back of it will create great sparks. Okay. The key is get fibrous material, get the sparks as close as possible, and put plenty in. That's basically the key to using your firesteel. Very useful tool, easy to carry.